everyone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know.
Shall I tell you what's out there?
Yes, please.
The dragon. A beast of such power that if you were to see it whole and all complete in a single glance, it would burn you to cinders.
Where is it?
It is everywhere. It is everything. Its scales glisten in the bark of trees. Its roar is heard in the wind, and its forked tongue strikes like... Oh, like lightning. Yes, that's it.
How can I... What shall I... Must I...
Do nothing. Be still. Sleep. Rest in the arms of the dragon. Dream.
Hi, welcome to Moments with Mimi. And today we're going to answer some student question and answers. And, you know, the Patreon site is really a library. And, you know, you're buying a library card and you're, you know, privy to hundreds of blogs and videos and podcasts, and, you know, you get the books for free depending on the tier, and I'm like the librarian who's wrote it all, you know, so certainly read it all, and you can ask questions about it. And so their questions were understanding Neville, you know, and where he was in the journey, and obtaining the state of King Solomon. Neville was very much into David, and this was his mission, was to explain that the human imagination, you know, is at that stage where they're playing the story of David. And this means, you know, that you're born with the heart of gold, you know, and it's all about love. This is the love generation, the hippies, okay? And now their children have, well, you know, they learn about judging and maligning, you know, their children are seeing this, their children know this, and their children's children aren't being told this, you know, and carry on the love part, carry on the love, you know, and this is King Solomon. He already knew the 12 laws. He wished well for everyone. And God asked him, what do you want? And he said, wisdom. And this is completion. Bathsheba means, you know, the daughter of 7. And it's really about, if you look at it one way, it's son. If you look at it another way, it's daughter. It's the human, the baby, and 7. Completion is 7. Okay, 77 times. 7 is completion. So Solomon was the completion of the human imagination together with man and God in David. 2 of them came together and they made Solomon. And Solomon had the attributes of both. So he knew it all about the laws of mind and how to look at the world, and, you know, being grateful for everything and just loving being alive. I'm glad to be alive. You guys go do whatever you want. Just love it, you know. And then he asked God for wisdom. And you already know it, Solomon. It's love. You always err on the side of love. You assume everyone is perfect, and they will be. And so he could sit back and relax. There's nothing to worry about. Everybody's perfect. You know, I know who they are. I know who everyone is who walks in my presence. That's my buddy. That's my pal. That's my pops. Okay? And he and I are one. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? So when you obtain the state of Solomon, you recognize there's only one. There's only one man. There's only one consciousness. There's only one divine love. There's only one human imagination. There's only one. And that you are a thought or a belief. And that you understand it's all relative. You understand that it's your vibration. You understand that a state of consciousness is what you're vibrating, and you can change parts of your states of consciousness, or you can just strip it all away and get down to the heart of gold. And you do. And so the law of attraction starts pulling from that vibration and starts drawing all those conditions, circumstances, events, and people into your life. And, you know, there's no fighting. You don't have to chop your head off. And this is Solomon in these ancient times that knew this. You know, Cyrus was chopping heads off. You know, King Solomon is you, and he represents you. And Cyrus represents a real king who the Jewish people prayed for and saw in love, saw one in all. And he acted accordingly. They wished him to see with the eyes of God, and he did. You know, he spent, a lot of his time in silence in the garden. It's where he got his best thoughts and ideas, and he just loved it. This is a King Solomon in the objective world. Cyrus is a King Solomon in the objective world. And you just don't go around killing everybody, okay? You can think like we do, or, you gotta go. Back then, that was chop your head off. Now we know, no, you fill them up. You fill them up with love. Okay, you change how you see them. You're not like that. I don't think so. And Solomon knew this. So he would just go within his mind and dig out the treasure and present it, his love to the other. So this is the state you're headed towards. You've been walking the road of David. Okay? The murder and the thieves and all that other stuff. Bribery and scams and all that other silly stuff. That's all the things that David goes through. Okay, but when he was young, he trusted in the Lord completely, and he didn't see the outside world, and he slew those dragons. And it's just like the show Good Good Omens. Adam is a kid. He slays all that. That's David. Okay, that's David. And he's got his human imagination and God right there with him. It's good. I can do this. And so it's understanding the laws and how they work when you're thinking and how thinking works. Okay, consciousness and the subconscious are laying inside you, and they don't speak words. So you are presented something. They give you the desire. Okay, you like it? You want it? And the Song of Solomon, if you read that is a love affair with his human imagination. I want this. Oh, baby, oh, baby. You know, these are the love sonnets of Shakespeare. They're the same thing. So it's understanding it's a love affair with yourself, and to always err on the side of love. And you walk around assuming that everyone loves you and you love them. Okay? And they're going to show you the best, because that's the only way anyone can respond to love. They show you their best or they go. They're the ones taking the right turn to get out of your way. Okay? That's just how it is. You're a vibrational being, because you're not the body, you're what's inside the body. And that's your heart. And you think in your heart what you believe in your heart. And you can be a mafia drug lord, okay? And still love, you know? The business you're in is no different than a CEO. It's just on the bad side. So what? There's a good side and a bad side. Pull the two together. It's all good. Have some chicken noodles on. Then the next question was, about becoming a seraphim. And it's a seraph is a viper, a burning viper. And a seraphim is one viper, one burning viper made up of many, also known as a dragon. Yes, a dragon. Okay. You're the dragon. The human imagination is the dragon. It can be the sweetest thing ever, and you're flying with it, and you're rocking and rolling, or it can be burning your house down. Okay. Whatever. It can be hoarding all the money and riches and not let you have it. Or, it can be flying over everybody and everything. And you say, oh no, you don't steal from little old ladies and run off and trip them and hit them. I don't think so. Nobody acts like that. Bing! Shoot out your arrow of love as the dragon flies over, and now that person has some pain. Oh, but he's been shot with love, and he's going to change. It's going to change one way or another, If he continues to blame the outside world for his woes, then his dragon will come out and give him some more pain. It's a dragon. We're all a dragon. We're a dragon. Tame your dragon. You've been told this. One of the biggest hit movie franchises is How to Train Your Dragon. Okay? The baby's born. And now the baby knows the laws. And now it's time for the baby to train the dragon. No, you don't look that way. You look this way. No, you don't think that. I erased that. I thought, train your dragon. And you do this through a strict mental diet. And as you at first do it a lot, because you're in a bad habit of not, and you correct, and soon you're not correcting. Soon you're just walking it. And it's great. Neville Goddard was focused on getting you to use your human imagination and recognize the fact, the law, that human imagination is the one spinning the stories and creating your reality. And if you don't like it, you don't have to accept it. Okay? You don't. Know who you are. Read the Bible and read it subjectively. There is no fiction. See the world subjectively. You're in a dream. Now, he didn't get down into further because that was not his role. His role was to get humanity, at the time he was living and beyond, to think of it's your human imagination. How are you going to think? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Divine love has been on her belly like a reptile, and that's ending. This is part of the manifestation of the women rising up and all this other stuff. And that's just objective man's way of seeing it. But it's really about divine love is being risen up and poured into everyone. And you can't help yourself. No one can. If you respond with love, they have no choice but to respond with love back or leave. If they're being ugly, that's you. It's something you need to go think about. Okay? And you don't listen to them. You hold them in derision. Okay? And the best medicine in the world is laughter, because that's when you put it away. First, you take it too far to the left, then you take it too far to the right. Too far positive, too far negative. Too far up, too far down. You take it too far. And then you laugh at it. It's presented to you in a way that makes you laugh. Gone. It's gone now. Okay? If you turn back later after you've laughed at it, then that's Lot's wife. And you're stuck, man. Go ahead. That's what you want to represent. That's your choice, faith or doubt, and your state of consciousness. Your choice. What are you going to represent? That's the question, and you keep, dropping these beliefs and shedding them till you get to the heart of gold, till you get naked. Okay, now you're naked. That's it. This is me. I'm naked. I don't care. And it's great. And everything comes to you. Everything. So Neville was only, his role was to be that messenger, that gift giver that tells you and emphasizes that it's the human imagination. And he and Dr. Murphy, both their roles were to focus on, the Bible is telling you this. You can align with the divine or you can change it. Now, Neville was the side, well, don't accept, change it. And Dr. Murphy was on the side of, no, change all your thinking and align with the divine. And Neville was about sticking with the details. Okay. You don't have to accept that, change it. And that's how he got in. And Dr. Murphy got in too, and they both had their likes and dislikes and their prejudices and their, but they still always turned within. That's the clue. Okay? And of course, he could only emphasize his experience and what worked for him. And as it was in the Bible, your biggest sensory organ is your skin. Touching is it. But there's other senses that you develop, and for me it's hearing. It's not touching. And yes, I've done touching, but I tend to rely on my hearing. And instead, it's different for everyone. Everyone has their own special talent. you know. And this gets into the seraphs because a seraph is a burning viper. A seraphim is one burning viper of many burning vipers. It's an Elohim. It's the same thing, only on this place we're the Elohim, and then we rise up and become the seraphim when we leave this place. And we are hanging with El Shaddai, okay? And you are, the experience you have is this, viper. It's like a snake. You can say it's a wire, it's a whip, it's a burning, and it's not burning in the sense on fire. It's like, it's this intense light, and you get wrapped up in it, you and your consciousness, and you get pulled out of the back of your skull, and you're taken up. Next thing you know, you're there, and so's the congregation, and they're all saying hallelujah, hallelujah, and it's faith, hope, and love. Greatest things love. Okay. And what are the three greatest things in life? Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Oh, Lord, Lord, hallelujah. Yeah. That's why we love those Southern Baptist guys, the Reverend Ikes. You gotta believe. And all that passion and all that love. Okay, and that's that choir up there. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. And you're having a blast because you love it all. And when people scream out, "Oh Lord, please help this man," you're you go down there, you make a couple of hands and lift this man out of there. And then you ask him, because you're the human imagination. You speak. You're the metronome now. You speak for God. And you say, do you want to keep living? And, oh, you have a family, because you're touching them, and it's your brother, and they're like, "Oh, I want to live, okay, it's good, it's all good, baby doll, don't you worry about it." 2 hours later, you're now at the hospital getting medical treatment, but you should have been dead, but you're not. These are the things seraphims do. They've also been described as, cupids and cherubs, and, they have these arrows they shoot out of love, but objective man sees that in a amorous, sexual way, whereas it's really a subjective thing, and it's more about, somebody needs an infusion of love. Here you go. You need something? What do you need? It's always there. And God doesn't speak words. So the seraphim come down to help the Elohim. And that's kind of how it works. And it's great. And you just hang out. And maybe you go make a star to mark your dragon. That's what the ancient stories say. I personally, you become a star. We all do. We're all stars. You gotta love it. But anyways, And the final question is about predestiny and that how Neville said there was no predestiny. And Neville wasn't thinking. I'm sorry, he wasn't. Yes, it was predestined. You're going to wear states of consciousness. Your story's over. The story's over. Neville knew these things, but he did not apply them all the way through. He applied them where he wanted to apply them. That's the human side of him. That's okay. We all do it. But you have to understand and get past his perception. So it's predestiny is your story. You were destined to be that addict. You were destined to have that abusive parent. You were destined to have this, that, or the other happen to you. So you would turn within. And when it's your time to wake up, sometimes you're put in an abusive situation as a young child. It's to force you to be strong and always turn within and never rely on anyone else. You need to love those abusive parents because they're trapped. That's God trapped in that role. Okay? And it's been perpetuating itself. And it was time for you to end it. And everybody has their thing to end. Everybody. Okay? No more lack of. I don't think so. Yeah. I just don't think so. Everyone has what they need and want in every moment of time and space. It's just, how it is. So, you are predestined to, and Neville would tell you, for example, that you're going to play all the roles. No, you're not. You're playing your role, and you're going through your predestiny. The story's over. You and God become one happily ever after. You get to choose faith and doubt, and you are conditioned to choose doubt. You have to break out of the doubt to get, the fear, the doubt, and the guilt. You have to break out of that in order to free yourself and see it from the subjective side. And this is, time and space. Okay? There is no time to God. To you, the human imagination, there is. Okay? And that's why you can say, right before you lay down, thank you for waking me up at 5 o'clock, Pops. Love you. And you fall asleep. Rip, 5 o'clock, you're awake. That's how a mother who used to sleep till noon and sleep like the dead wakes every time her baby breathes differently after she has a baby. You change. You change and you say something. No, I'm not going to sleep like a log like that ever again. And it changes. You think at first, you imagine it, and then it is. And you don't even know you're doing it. You're just making a decision. No, I'm not going to be that way anymore. Now I'm this. And you just changed your state of consciousness. And there's millions of them, an infinite amount. That's what the fish of the deep are. But you're predestined to play your role. And your role is simply to keep experiencing pain and suffering until you turn within and submit. And let the one within you show you this glorious story he has for you. And stop thinking you can do something about that outside world. You're banging your head against a brick wall, and the wall's not moving, your head's bleeding, and it hurts. Go within. God will move that wall. Don't worry about it. So, you're destined to wear states of consciousness. You're destined to be conditioned into the belief and beliefs that you have. That's the role you are playing. And you are destined to play that role. And you don't play all the roles. There's only one. You're playing the victim bully, victim bully, victim bully, but you're flavoring it this way and flavoring it that way. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. You're still playing the victim bully. You know, think about it. Rich women get beat up all the time. You know, so do poor women. Don't tell me poor women get beaten up more than rich women. Okay, that's like saying the virus hits poor people more than rich people. No. Stop and think about it. No. Ridiculous. Now you're going down in division. You know, no. But that's the only thing you know for a long time. Therefore, it was predestined. And God within you is like a drum beat. That is divine love. That's why we love the drums. That's why we love the bass. That's why we love bass guitars. This is the drum beat. This is the beat underneath. It's the beat. It's the beat. It's the beat. It's the beat. And you can hear the drums. I hear the drums. I hear the drums. I hear the drums. You know, you can hear it. It's there. It's underneath it. You feel it. You dance to it. You can't help yourself. That's what the drums are. It's the beat. What's the beat? It's the love. It's the beat of love. It's the beat of humanity's heart. Your heart. It's what they are. Okay? You are destined. You are destined to read the books you read, to watch the shows you watch, to meet the people you meet, to learn the lessons you learn. Until the pain and suffering becomes so great, you become so passionate about life and others that you just take it too far, and then you are shown. And you're like, oh, this is Saul becoming Paul. This is Saul becoming David. That's what it is. Okay? And you, from David, you go to King Solomon. You don't worry about a thing. You love it all. You love it all. You defend in place and sit back, think about it, take care of it, and move forward. This is King Solomon. You don't need you sit back and think about it. You defend in place. You give Caesar what is Caesar's. You defend in place, and then you step back and think about it. Then change it. And do it through love. The love of others. And what is best for you is what's best for others, if it means everyone's happy and loving it all. So I hope this helps. He said there was no predestiny. He was wrong. He was predestined to live the life he was living, to see the things he saw, to experience the things he experienced, to meet the people he was going to meet, so that he could learn. You can take your destiny into your hands, and then he learned you can't even do that. It is your destiny to become a seraphim. That's it. Okay? Then you get to go play and do other great things as that. But for now, you know, you have to learn to love it all and love everyone and everything and err on the side of love. And this is the wisdom of King Solomon. It's all love. You don't have to lift your finger. You don't have to shoot anyone or chop heads off to get the things you want and need. All you have to do is accept it. And then it all comes to you. And it's, you know, it's good to be king. Hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you. You want a moment with Mimi? Drop it down in the comments below. Happy to do it and add it to the library. Thank you. Thank you very much for being you. And blessings. Blessings to you.
It's good to be the king.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace